gentlemen, to the GSL Super Tournament. We have been having a great day so far.
It's like every game we've passed has been epic in some way, shape, or form. At least every series has had some crazy situations. Even the days we were casting earlier, with some awesome games. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, if you want to see some more epic games, definitely go back. If you haven't watched them yet, go ahead and drop the $10 to watch some amazing VODs on GOMTV.net. There have been some awesome games.
Yeah, I recommend
Creator
especially
Prime versus MVP is probably what you're going to say.
If you're a Terran or a Protoss, go watch that game. There's a lot to learn about the late game in that game. About planetary fortresses, about map control.
It was crazy.
So much to learn in that game.
And even like a game that I thought was going to be like a joke and not very interesting at all, Juke 2 versus AnyPro, turned out to be amazing. Amazing. But our next matchup, we're going to see the players right now. We have none other than Startail Squirtle, seeing if he can make it a 2 Startail day.
Yeah.
And
his Protoss versus Terran has been kind of lacking. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. His GSL results have been kind of lacking, but his Protoss versus Terran has always been pretty solid. On the screen it says 55.6%, but there's a lot of games there that you're not seeing. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I was doing all the research earlier, and he's scary. He took out MVP in an epic game that I keep referencing that you can't seem to remember in the team league, the first team league.
Here's the thing. We just saw on his stat sheet there, there's Squirtle himself. He hasn't been doing too well. He's been barely in Code A. He's now out of Code A. He's going to have to try and re-qualify. So this is really a big chance for him to try and show his stuff. You know, it's hard to qualify for Code A. But he used to have monster Terran versus Terran. I'm sorry, Protoss versus Terran. He beat every Terran he faced. Every single Terran in GSTL February. Like 5 or 6 Terrans. He beat them all. In the Zotac Cup a few months ago, he beat every single Terran he faced, except MarineKing Prime was the only Terran to beat him
in the
Zotac Cup.
Now.
There's MarineKing.
MarineKing is no slouch either. Obviously, the Silver King, a lot of people call him. He did win one of the Epic tournaments that I helped run and commentate, but other than that, he doesn't have any first place wins, but he's always in Code S, always making it really far. He did go the up and down matches once, but didn't really carry, just jumped right back into Code S. There's a shot of him now. He's actually my favorite StarCraft 2 player. He revolutionized, in my opinion, revolutionized TVZ, changed the way it'll be played forever.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And I think some of his play that we saw seasons ago will still even be coming back because people have kind of moved away from the Mass Marine. And I think, you know, once people learn to be good enough at it,
SC's been doing it a lot, where you just crank out the Marines before, you know, the Banelings have speed, and then you just micro them really well.
No one has really shown the ability to split like MarineKing did in that season when he first came up.
Right.
And he hasn't even been doing it a lot lately, but I think it still has potential to be a strategy. Anyway, the first map is going to be Metalopolis, as you guys saw just there. Squirtle has shown some amazing stuff in the past. He's shown very good PvT in the past. Has been very lackluster lately, losing to Supernova in Code A a couple seasons ago. But he might be able to bring it back here. We're going to see in just a moment on Metalopolis here at the GSL.
Startail Squad League versus MarineKing Prime Week.
And here in the right side of the map, at the right side of the map, we have our Protoss player. Most recent games were a win against Kawhi Rice in NASL. He is. Even I messed those two up. I never did before, but everyone started talking about messing those two names up, and I just did now for the first time. Anyway,
all of us.
Here's our competitor. He is one of the top Terrans to grace Starcraft 2. He is
MarineKing Prime Week.
Former Protoss player, actually got a lot of fans in the crowd. He's a Protoss player in Starcraft 1.
Yeah.
Used the ID Claire, I believe.
Yep. Optimus Prime.
Of course, Optimus Prime was the name he announced he would choose as soon as he became the #1 Prime player. He may have already become that, but he still doesn't feel confident in himself to call himself Optimus. Not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
We'll see if he can win the Super Tournament, though, and gain that title for himself.
Anyway, so yeah, Squirtle is going to go ahead and scout in here. Like I said, his most recent matches, since we haven't seen him too much in GSL, were in the NASL. He did beat Kauai Rice, who's a pretty strong North American Terran.
I want to mention, not to cut you off, but Nexus first on Metalopolis from Squirtle.
Oh, wow.
Like, I saw he didn't have, you know, didn't have a gateway. I was like, oh, he's going to go like 15 gate, really late gateway. No, Nexus first. Probe gets trapped.
All right.
But Squirtle knows we didn't go gas, so MarineKing is going to be going for 1 Rax expand gasless. So we're going to see a macro game here on Metalopolis.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing is Squirtle, you know, he's facing a very, very strong player, but versus Protoss is actually MarineKing's worst matchup statistically.
Indeed.
And he's had some big losses to Alicia last season, to Inca in Season 2, to Guinea Pig in GSL May. So, and that probe is going to perish and not see the extra command center. So anyway, MarineKing, you know, if he gets past this, he's also going to be playing against Ace in the next round. So this is kind of a proving ground for him. He's got to really face his worst matchup and beat some Protoss players if he's going to succeed in the Super Tournament.
Very true. Now, MarineKing has no idea. He's just now sending his first SCB scout to see what Squirtle is up to, and when he sees the Nexus first, I think he's going to panic maybe a little bit. He's going to want to lift his command center and put it down there on the melee. He's going to be like, I wish I built my command center on the low ground. He sees it. Coming in here, the Zealot gets a hit off on him.
So
it's actually so difficult to punish a Protoss player who goes Nexus first, even if you went for a normal type of gas opening. Especially someone like Squirtle, who's such a good player in general.
Yep.
And in fact, that game on Tal'Darim Altar that I keep referencing, that I'm hoping that one day you will remember.
All right, I'll watch the VOD later.
All right, I want to make you, when we get back to the house, I want to make you watch it. But either way, he actually went Nexus first there as well, and he's got a lot of experience in the late game, and I think he just wants to draw it out to that point.
So Squirtle taking control of the tower, and MarineKing just kind of powering up here. Get his 3 barracks, get his 2nd orbital, chill on his main, make sure he doesn't die in any shenanigans, and the depot is down. Squirtle is going to poke in there, sees a lot of Marines, and leaves the scene.
He knows there's no gas. He sees only Marines, and he's not seeing anything unusual. I think he just kind of wanted to see how close is your command center to the edge, kind of maybe poke at it a little bit with some Stalkers. And in fact, he is going to move some Stalkers forward, make a forward pylon, because he knows you've got only Marines, and if you've got only Marines, then I can just use my Stalkers to be annoying forever.
Yeah. Yeah, he can get a lot of damage done with just those 2 Stalkers if he micros properly.
There is one Marauder on the way. Stim is on the way as well. Once that Marauder comes out, the Stalker pressure may end.
Here's those Stalkers, and MarineKing, I was going to say it was being clever by pulling the injured Marines back, but he actually decided to stop doing that. But he has a Marauder out now, and he has no idea if concussive shells could be up, so he has to evacuate, leave with those Stalkers just in case, because otherwise, one concussive shell hits the Stalker, it's dead.
Moltrap,
what's up?
Ghost Academy being made.
Whoa!
Really fast.
Oh, wow.
I've actually started to see this a little bit, especially on the Korean server.
Oh, interesting.
Players going really fast Ghost Academies because the reduced Ghost cost, the gas only costs 100 gas now. So you can kind of afford to make some Ghosts out, get those EMPs off, and if your opponent is depending on those sentries, then he's going to die. He's got to have a decent, healthy composition.
Yeah, exactly. You can EMP the sentries, or we actually even saw, I believe, Boxer just killing the sentries with cloaked ghosts.
Yeah.
Just because they do a fairly good damage. And oh no, the probe! Oh! Almost makes it in.
MarineKing's
but does not.
Hitting himself. He's like, I gotta stop leaving that door open. You're a kid, you leave the door open, you go outside in the summer, and your mom always gets mad at you. She's like, why do you keep leaving the door open? We have the AC running. And you're like, I'm sorry, I thought it was closed all the way. You know that happens to you in your childhood. It happened to everybody. Still happens when I visit my parents. Sometimes I leave it open just to spite them.
You got to be careful if you have like an indoor cat. That's the worst.
Yeah, that is really bad.
You try to close the door and it doesn't, and then like in the middle of the night you get up to like get a drink or go to the bathroom and like you see the door open and you're like, oh no, where's the cat?
Yeah, that's always really bad. Then you have to like get in your car, run around the neighborhood, post signs and stuff, and that can lead to a sad story. So let's not talk about it. Let's talk about this huge MarineKing army moving forward, and I don't think this is going to be a happy story for Squirtle because Stim is done
man.
and combat shields are going to finish right around the same time that he gets there.
Well,
and guess what? He actually didn't put any ghosts in his army as far as I can see,
He
which is
made
really
some.
shocking. Yeah, they're back at his base. Oh, where are
maybe
they?
he just didn't want to show them.
Where are those ghosts? I'm trying to find
There
them.
they are. They're following up, and the observer flies right over the two ghosts in the middle of the road, so he knows they're there. He's splitting up his sentries a little bit, actually, which is a good move. He's going to force more EMPs. 1, 2. Is he going to get the third? No. But he damaged a lot of units with those EMPs, so the Zealots go down very quickly, and the Stalkers are damaged as well. MarineKing could take the game in short order here. Probes coming off. A second Stim going down, and that actually does a lot of damage and forces MarineKing back slightly.
Nice micro, though, on those units, and as these units fall, basically Squirtle's on cooldown right now. He's not working anymore. Oh, the mule drop!
Wow.
And I think that's it.
There we
GG.
go. GG.
Told you it wasn't going to be a happy story.
No, man. That was a sad, sad story.
Look at him. He's like, whew. That was some intense microing there.
That story was not even sad with like a romantic upbeat ending.
No.
No, man.
It like had the mule like slap him in the face. It was like the girlfriend breaks up with you and you're really sad about that. And then suddenly you find out she was actually seeing another guy. Like that's how sad it was.
That happened to me once, man.
That's what. You think I'm making all these girlfriend jokes just off the top of my head? No.
Yeah,
I've experienced these things.
Robin Hood did not sweep in and free all the prisoners to stage a revolution and beat the evil prince. That game for Squirtle.
Definitely not. I think Maid Marian was out seeing another guy.
I'm trying to think of a movie with like an unhappy ending though, but I can't think of like what story would have an unhappy ending.
Have you ever seen Letters from Iwo Jima? It's
No.
a Japanese film.
I haven't seen the whole
subtitles.
thing actually.
You should definitely watch it. It's a really good film. It's very sad. If you're in a solemn, sad mood, you should watch it.
Okay. Good stuff. Let's make our viewers even sadder. Let's talk about Schindler's List or...
No, actually, let's talk about the next game that's
Okay,
coming up
fine.
because MarineKing and Squirtle are two awesome players. The series isn't over yet, and we're going to have Terminus Re as our map. The biggest map in our map pool currently.
GSL's happy place because we're going to see Terminus Re, a nice macro-oriented map. Big PVZ. Probably not going to see any little timing attacks, although that was really clever, man. Going for that attack with Stim and a couple ghosts.
It's like...
And that was really cool. I liked that Squirtle split up his
yeah,
sentries.
it's like, what should he... I
You
mean,
rarely
I don't know what
see
he could have
that.
done better. He split his sentries, but the fact of the matter is the EMPs do so well against Stalkers as well. Just crush them.
Yeah.
We'll see if MarineKing can close it out 2-0, though, or Squirtle is going to tie it up 1-1. The map is Terminus Re.